Welcome to the soapery. Today I am cutting the hot process soap, and I am at my favorite part of the journey. I am making soap scrap samples to give away. I love to give away soap, and what I have here is the men's soap, which is the mahogany teakwood scent type. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting that into small bars, and I wanted to share with you, Valentine's Day is coming, love is in the air. So if you would like 6 bars of soap for your Valentine that likes the male smell, teakwood, mahogany teakwood type, shipped anywhere in the United States, $31, or local special is 5 for $20. Down here, this is the process, the part of the process where I am cutting the soap, and then I'm going to be adding the cigar band labels that has all of the information about the soap. All of the soap bars are going to be about $5, with the exception right now of the original bubbly, because it has a little bit different of a recipe and it is quite a bit more expensive. So this is the original bubbly soap. And I'm also going to be cutting the Love Dazzler soap. And I make my soaps in about an 8-pound loaf. And I did have my grandsons help me take them out of the mold, if you'd like to look at that. It was quite distressing. That's a lot of soap. It makes about 24 bars of soap and all the samples that I can give away. And I started making hot process soap in my kitchen in 2015 as a way to raise money for missions and missionaries. And I get to give away as much soap as I'd like. And missionaries are actually just followers of Jesus Christ, the one eternal, forever King, who came as a sacrifice for sin. Missionaries are just followers who became disciples, who share the hope in Christ. And the hope is, well, it's this earthly existence is not all. You have an eternal soul, and then there's the problem of sin. What about your malevolent heart? So, God paid the price for sin, and He allows you to receive it. So at this moment, you can turn from your sin. Maybe you've noticed you have, oh my goodness, wickedness. How will you ever be free from your evil desires? Well, the hope is in Jesus. His blood paid the price. You can turn from whatever it is and turn to Christ in faith and cry out to Him. And that's the gospel. And I encourage you to give a better gospel presentation than that. But it's the best I have today. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming. And what about love? Jesus is love. Look, I have an audience. Morris is at the window meowing to come in. So let's cut a few of these samples, and then we'll get into that Love Dazzler. I did want to show you this. I used to have a different system for cutting, and my husband graciously bought me this cutter, soap cutter. And so I cut them into about this size bars, and then I mark them at 95 grams. But in order to have them be 95 grams when they are dry, completely dry, I want to get them to be about 110, 120 grams, and then I feel comfortable because I don't want to short anyone soap. Now, hot process soap is completely ready to be used. You can use it just as soon as you cut it. Unlike cold process soap, which has a curing time perhaps, or it has to finish saponifying. I'm not the cold process soap expert, nor am I an expert on anything really. It's just my opinion here. Now this men's soap is a recipe that I created for my son Josiah. And of course, just like the mechanic who has a clink in his car and the plumber who has a drip in his faucet, I go into my bathroom, into my bathtub, and I look, and my son has bought some other kind of soap. He probably paid a lot more than $5 a bar for it too, I might add. So I looked at the ingredients and I designed the soap with my favorite Josiah Richard in mind. All of my soap, well, most of it, the base ingredients are coconut oil, soybean oil, and manteca. The super fats that you add at the end of the cook are usually coconut oil, extra pure, organic, first pressed, cold pressed olive oil, some glycerin, and sometimes I use honey, but Josiah did not want, I didn't make this recipe with honey. It does have quite a bit of bentonite clay in it. It has oatmeal in it. Let's see what else, I don't remember anything else about it, but so I made that for him. So I'm going to clean my cutter and then we're going to do the Love Dazzler and I'll tell you about it. So here are my finished bars, and you might think it's funny because I was tempted to steal bread racks. That's what I'm a believer, and believers don't steal. And I kept saying to myself, I wish I had some type of flat grated thing like bread racks that I could have so I could, I dry out my soap a little bit. And then I realized that I already have a metal rack. And this is where Lucky, that's Lucky's kennel, my old blind dog. This is my old blind dog. This is Josiah's dog. Can you sit? And that's Morris. Will you speak? You will? You'll speak? You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Lucky. It takes a lot of work to keep the yard safe when you're blind, but we've always lived here, so this is my other racks, and those are all my samples I want to give away. Here you go, old man. Thanks for singing. Anyway, so sometimes if you think about it, you already have what you need. You just have it covered in a whole mound of stuff that is totally useful that you're not using. Okay, the Love Dazzler is the Love Spell type fragrance oil. It's very popular. It has fruity notes of Italian bergamot, White Lady peach, strawberry, mixed with apple blossom, African tamarind, and a touch of Damascus rose. The base is tonka bean, coconut milk, and white musk. Now what I smell is fruity and floral-y. And I also had to add a little bit more of the sun-ripened raspberry to it because I did not have enough of the Love Dazzler to complete, so I had to make a custom blend. So you've got fruity and florally. So what you do to do your bars is I have my scale here, and you want to have a uniform bar. So my goal is to get them to about 110, 120, and then I call it 95. So when it's completely dried, so I measure in grams. So I've got about 120 to start with. And then I can decide if I want to, jimmy it down just a little bit, but usually I have trouble with that, so I probably will just leave it. So now hot process soap, it's more difficult to have, let's see what this one is, different effects because the soap is cooked. That one's at 111. Okay, so let me get a system here. So this was my look for this time. It's like a pink Barbie lip gloss color for your Valentine. Okay. 118. And I have this sophisticated box system. I enjoy doing soap because it's actually something I can do work from home. And the soap is a fundraiser for equippinghaiti.org and other missions and missionaries. Okay, the only thing though is these soaps are limited edition, small batches. My loaf is about 30-something inches long, and that's all I have, and I cannot guarantee that I'm going to have it again. So if you think that you like this, or if you remember it from last year, I recommend that you go ahead and order your bars right now. All right, thanks for joining me. I'm glad you stopped by.